Okay, so it seems that we have a pretty surprising return to, I guess, VTubing or whatever. Again, this was a kind of I guess, announced hiatus, but it is something that has already went on and something that we've covered quite a bit on this channel. So I kind of wanted to keep you guys up to date, as it seems like Bao the Whale will be returning to streaming. Now, again, as I said, there was no like official announcement of hiatus or anything like that. Obviously, you know, we had this whole kind of drama thing. Now, if you don't know, you guys can go back and watch the previous videos that I made on Bao. Essentially, you know, obviously there was this whole drama and stuff that kind of blew up over essentially, you know, her tweets and things and some stuff that she said, and people labeling her as like a misandrist and whatever. And again, we went over all of the different bits of context, all of the kind of important parts, and, you know, whether these people were right or wrong or whatever. But again, that is kind of, you know, not really the point today. Today is obviously to kind of, you know, show you guys that, yeah, Bao will be returning, and it seems like she will be returning in just 2 days' time on Saturday. And it seems like she's got a whole new thing going. It wasn't that long ago that she actually revealed her new model, which was like the kind of like Rockstar one, this one, which you guys can see in this picture, right? But it seems like she will be debuting a new model, a new lore video, and a new music video, which is absolutely insane. It seems like she's coming back with a bang, right? And as I said, you know, she hasn't streamed ever since the incident over on Twitter. She did do one thing, which was a charity special on her birthday, which was like a 7-hour long thing. And she raised a lot of money, but ever since then she has been quiet in terms of streaming. She has been kind of active in terms of Twitter. She's been like kind of on and off, just posting a couple of like small things here and there, but nothing too crazy. And obviously, yeah, it seems like she will be returning for a fun all-day marathon stream, she says. So again, she will be streaming all day, and there's a lot of YouTubers that are very happy about this. Obviously, as you can see, Silvervale saying, "Woo, Merry Christmas, we can't wait to see it. Hope you have a nice break." Obviously, people saying can't wait. You know, Tricky saying let's go. Marie FD as well. You know, saying, you know, I KZ. I don't even know what I don't even know what that means. But again, I say anything for my queen. You know, Bao. They say let's go, you know, woo, let's go. So again, obviously Chacha, Lucy Pyre, again, so many popular people kind of commenting on this and essentially giving her a lot of support, which again, I do think she needs at this time. Obviously, I do think a lot of the stuff that she said on Twitter, you know, a couple of months ago was pretty controversial, and, you know, obviously I can see why people were angry about it, but I don't think that means that she shouldn't be allowed to stream, or that she shouldn't be allowed to continue on with what she's doing, right? She can be held accountable for, you know, what she has said, and then obviously, you know, just kind of move on and forget about it. Now, obviously, as you can see here, yeah, she has lost a lot of followers ever since the time it happened. Obviously, it's a change from previous period, minus 11,000 followers, which obviously, yeah, this actually took a pretty big hit in terms of, you know, people over on, you know, her channel. For example, this stream, she was just losing followers, which again was around the same time that a lot of this heat was coming from over on Twitter. So again, hopefully, you know, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks time, she should be able to regain that back, because again, obviously it does suck. You know, a lot of people just didn't want to support her after, you know, saying that stuff. And again, I think, you know, that's totally fine. If you want to say that, if you don't want to support her, like, again, it's all entirely up to you on who you want to support and not support. But again, obviously you can see how much of a hit that has taken on her channel, right? And yeah, I mean, it is just one of these things where we got to wait and see what this stream is like. You know, obviously she says it's going to be a marathon stream, so, you know, obviously she's looking to get back into it quite a bit, but I think this is one of the first times I think I've ever seen someone do like some kind of hiatus without actually officially kind of, I guess, you know, stating it or announcing it or whatever. For example, we had the whole Shondo situation, which also kind of branched out from this, and Shondo fully announced that she would be stopping streaming and just kind of working on herself with her family and whatever, which again, obviously was great to see. And she also has been providing a lot of updates on where she's at and things. She said that she was going to Japan soon and a lot of things like that. So again, also people involved with this situation too have also kind of been, you know, I guess on a little bit of a hiatus and whatever, right? But it seems like the response to this and the response to Bao coming back has been entirely positive, especially from a lot of the people here. You know, some people saying we're going to miss you, beautiful whale. Have a good break, okay? Like, obviously, I don't know what, you know, obviously she's coming back. I don't know what I said. We're going to miss you. We're like, she's already been gone. But they said, yeah, but last stream until February. Oh, last stream until February? Oh, okay. So never mind. Sorry. I didn't even realize that. Oh, I completely glossed over that. Okay, that's why they said that. It'll be her last stream until February, so she will be on another hiatus after this stream. She will not be back. She will be on another hiatus afterwards for about, yeah, almost a month or two. And then, obviously, she will be back, I'm hoping, after that. But again, I'm sorry, I completely glossed over that. I don't even know why I didn't really read it out. But obviously, her stream will be over, you know, on her channel on December 20th on Saturday at 4 p.m. ET, 3 p.m. CT, and 1 p.m. PT, which obviously, yeah, but then she will be gone until February, which again, I don't even know how I glossed over that, but it seems like, yeah, she won't be back until February. I don't know, you know, she hasn't specified exactly what the reason is. Obviously, she did kind of open up, especially after a lot of the drama about some things going on with her family. I think, you know, some family members were in a pretty bad spot, like a crash, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But again, obviously, you know, she's probably trying to deal with that. Maybe something is going on with that too. So maybe, you know, that is why she's taking that time off. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it's just a break. You know, obviously she has been on a little bit of a break recently, but hopefully a lot of the fans and stuff can go and make it the best time possible before she obviously goes off for a lot longer. I was so confused then reading through all of those comments being like, yeah, like, I can't believe you're going though for those for that time. And I was like, what the, wait, hang on, what? Huh? But obviously got Lucia as well saying, holy, let's go. I've been saying that's awesome, Bao. Hopefully I get to see you, get to see it, and hope you have a great vacation once the debut's over. And yay, new Bao model. He said, whoa, can't wait to see Bao. You always make me have an amazing and hilarious time in your streams. Hope you're having a lovely time. So again, it seems like a lot of that nasty hatred that obviously people have been having in the comment section, especially on posts that aren't related to the ones that she's been talking about, have kind of disappeared now. I think a lot of people have kind of gotten over it. Again, as I said, you know, you can feel whatever you want about that situation whenever it all happened and things. Again, it was very, very heated, but I think now, obviously, it is just a time to just kind of, I guess, come together. And obviously, people have moved on to the next big topic, which is probably something like, you know, Iron Mouse or the Zentreya topic, or whatever. Again, you know, as you know on this channel, there's always a new thing, almost pretty much every single day. It is very easy for people just to forget about things and forget about, you know, what has happened and things like that. So again, obviously people just move on to a different topic. So again, I do think, yeah, obviously that is pretty much the case here. And it's probably what she should have done originally whenever the first stuff went down, right? Because one of the problems that she had was that she kept on responding and kept making it worse, and it was just like, okay, like, this doesn't look good, this just isn't great. You know, you should be a little bit better, I guess, PR trained to just kind of like ignore it and just kind of like, you know, take a little bit of a break from Twitter. But obviously, yeah, it kept making it worse and worse and worse. And now, obviously, she has taken a break. You can see what kind of effect this does have, because, again, all of those comments there were positive. So I think that, obviously, you know, that did work. You know, I've been saying for a very long time, you know, some people just need to kind of walk away for a little bit, even if, you know, they're in the right or if they're in the wrong. It doesn't really matter, right? You just need to walk away from Twitter for a little bit, stop making it worse, stop fanning the flames. And that goes for a lot of different dramas, not just like in Bao's case, right? So many different ones, because again, it can end up making the situation worse. It can make it, you know, last longer. It can make it more nasty. It can even lead to career-ending kind of, you know, things that go on, right? When you could have easily avoided that by just not saying anything. But obviously, some people have, you know, they're very strong emotionally and things, and I do get it, right? Some people like to respond to people and think, like, you look at a stupid comment, you're like, wait, that's completely wrong, and you feel the urge to type it. I can't tell you how many times I've done this where, like, I'm like, oh, this tweet's really stupid, right? And I start typing, and I'm just like, no, I can't do it. Let's just get rid of it. No, we can't type this, right? And so, you know, I think sometimes some people do need to learn that bit of self-restraint whenever it comes to responding to stupid comments and stuff, because again, you will avoid a situation like this. But Again, obviously, it seems like this break has worked. Everything is all good, and hopefully Bao can have a good stream on December 20th. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.